Okay, pre-calculus, we are going to go over the Unit 2, Lesson 5 and 6 Mastery Check. So we start with number 1. I like to do the amplitude and the period first. I look, and in green here, I looked for my high and my low, and I counted. That distance is 4, half of that is 2, so the amplitude is going to be 2. So that is, why isn't that hovering? Okay, that was right there. Okay, so now we can do the period. I just found 2 points. I just chose 2 low points here. The difference between the two is 6 pi, so that's the period. So I'm going to go ahead and set that equal to 2 pi over b, because that is standard for sine or cosine graphs. Set that equal to 6 pi, so that means b has to be 1/3, because 2 pi divided by 1/3 equals 6 pi. So now the vertical shift, we see this red line here that I just drew right through. Looks like we're taking this x-axis and shifting it up 2. So I went ahead and put the amplitude in for 2. We know it's cosine because we are starting on a high. So that's cosine. It's the easiest one to write. We could write sine as well, but in this case we see that it's going to be cosine based on our answers. And then we have a vertical shift of 2. So the vertical shift of 2 is at the end. Since b, there's no phase shift because our high is right on our y-axis there, we are going to go ahead and write this in as x. You can write 1/3 x. I'm going to write it as x over 3. And this is just, excuse me. Good thing we're not in class. Oh my gosh. All right. So, no C, so it's just -0, so I wouldn't have to write that. Number 2. So the amplitude, when I look at my high and my low, my amplitude is 2 again for this problem. However, I think it's going to be easier to graph sine, but we're going to have a shift. We're going to move to the right, right? So if I take this, if I'm moving it down 1, right, my vertical shift goes down 1. My period, and I just chose from 2 to 10 pi, and that difference is 8 pi. So the period is 8 pi, so I set that equal to 2 pi over b, which makes b 1/4, because 2 pi divided by 1/4 gives me 8 pi. So now all I've got left is the the phase shift, which we know is going to happen because I'm looking at this high right here, and I can tell that really that high, if there was no phase shift, should be right here, right? Because we start with 0 and then 0 high, 0 low. So it has been moved to the left. Oh, that's a terrible arrow, but you get the point. So we've got x over 4, because that's the same as 1/4 x. And then we look for an answer that we've got a left shift, so it's going to be plus a small distance, and that's going to be pi over 6 in this case. Sometimes it's really hard to tell what the shift is when you're looking at a graph, but based on the answers that we have here, it has to be that one. And the last one is a tangent graph. So I first drew in the asymptotes, and I just kind of counted the distance between the two, which gives me the period. And in this case, it's 2 pi. Now, the period for the parent function of tangent is not 2 pi. It's actually pi. So I set pi over b equal to 2 pi, because this period is 2 pi. So I set my regular period, pi over b, equal to what we have, 2 pi. So my b has to be 1/2. And there's going to be no phase shift because my new 0, 0 is right here. We've taken our vertical shift and we've gone down 1, which is why there's a -1 at the end here. Now for the amplitude, you just have to keep in mind that normally with the amplitude, when we are graphing these, we are taking our period and we are cutting it into 4 pieces, right, normally. So there's 1 piece from this dotted asymptote, 1 piece, 2 pieces, 3 pieces, 4 pieces, right? So if I am trying to find the amplitude, and I look at this point and I say, all right, here's another nice whole number, we can see the amplitude is this distance is 1 if we're breaking up the period into 4 nice pieces. And so it's over 1 up 2, which is why the amplitude is going to be 2. And what else did I do? Oh, we got B. The phase shift is 1/2. So I'm going to put X over 2. I'm sorry, B is 1/2. So that's the 1/2 in front of the X, and there's no phase shift. So there's no minus C. So we just leave that the way it is. And that's it. Peace out.